Hello again there. The Penguins win decisively, beat the Ducks 5-2 in the first game against the Ducks since trading Simone Dupre, who seemed very, very emotional about the trade. He's not usually a very emotional guy, does not show a lot of emotion. Well, he did in this game. They beat him 5-2. It was a great effort, but you gotta feel bad for the guy. They lost to the Avalanche the game before, 3-1. Really did not play well. McKinnon got a little bit mad, and Crosby got all up in his face, and he's like, "Don't come into my grill." And Crosby's like, "Yo, dude, I'm not in your grill. I just lost a game. Chill out." Anyways, so that happened. Then this happened, and they won, and it was great. But we have the Kings tonight, and that's going to be a challenge, and that's not going to be so fun. So this will be the third game of the 4-game Western Road Swing, the longest of the season. It will be good for the new guys to get acclimated. Ian Cole and Simone Dupre. Quite quickly, my thoughts on the acquisitions. I know they're like a week ago, but whatever. Okay, I've been busy. My thoughts on the acquisitions. I really like the Ian Cole one. It's definitely an upgrade over Rob Bertuzzo. He's got a lot more skill than Bertuzzo. He's not quite as physical, which is also good because in playoffs you're going to need guys who are not just going to go down in every shot, who are not going to drop their gloves and fight. You need guys who can actually carry the puck and play a smart game. He's been paired with Rob Scuderi, who's a similar type of player that he played with in St. Louis, and Barrett Jackman, a slow aging defenseman that people think seem to be really valuable, very overvalued. Anyways, Ian Cole's looked pretty good with him so far. He plays a calm, quiet game. He can chip in some offense as well, which I like. Ben Lovejoy is being paired with Derek Pouliot, presumably until Christian Ehrhoff returns. He's still facing concussion symptoms. Ben Lovejoy is a downgrade over Simone Dupre. I still can't for the life of me figure out why that trade was made. Simone Dupre can't. He seems very upset about it. Letang seems very upset to lose one of those French boys. It was his good friend, someone that he had mentored. But Lovejoy's looked fine. He's looked okay. Dupre did not have the greatest of games last night. I do admit that. But it makes me think that it might be something more at an exterior, like management level, because management, especially Mario, seem to have a large say in what goes on. They told Jimmy R to ship Neal out of town and to get Hornquist, and it seems like they were not really happy with Simone Dupre, and it seems like they told him to ship Simone Dupre out of town. I'm not sure. I just know that 2 coaching staffs had given up on him, but it seemed like he was getting lots of opportunities under Mike Johnston, and it just wasn't expected at all. I thought maybe they were going to get like a super sharp player that they would trade him, but that's not the case. And Ben Lovejoy, like I said, he's really not that good. He's 31, Dupre's 23. He's still got a lot of upside. He's only like in his first full season in the NHL, and defensemen take a really long time to develop. I feel like the Penguins are going to end up regretting that trade, and it's only going to make the Ducks stronger because now the Ducks have Cam Fowler, Semi Vatanen, Hampus Lindholm, and Simone Dupre are all their 4 young defensemen under the age of like 24, and they're all really sick. They're going to be really good for a long time. So that was dumb. Although it did work last night. We did win. For some reason, we always play really well against the West, and we always beat the West. We beat San Jose, we beat the Ducks, we beat the Blues. We can't beat our own division, but yet we can beat the Western Conference, which is way harder than our division or any team in the East. So I'm not really quite sure. It works, but it's weird. It's weird. It was a good game last night, though. Crosby finally scored in the empty net. Finally, his one thing he had not done yet was score in the empty net, and he finally scored in the empty net. Now, if he can only score goals short-handed, it would be good. It was a nice empty net goal, too. He had a defender on him. I don't know who the player was, but he managed to use him off and push him off to this brute force of his body, just sheer strength, and push the puck into that. It was a great play. Letang had an assist on that, again, continuing to elevate his campaign for the Norris. He now has 50 points on the year as a defenseman. That's more than many forwards have, and that's only 17 less than the leading point scorer in the league, Alex Ovechkin, Evgeny Malkin, they're all tied for it, and John Tavares are all tied for the leading point scorer in the league. Crosby's 1 point back at 66, so I would look for them to overtake it tonight, presuming that Ovechkin does not play and Backstrom does not get a point. But it's going to be interesting to the finish between those 4 players, or those 5 if you want to include Tavares in there, to see who ends up getting the Art Ross, because any of those guys can win it, but I would prefer it stick to the Penguins or go to Tavares. I really don't want a Capital to win. I just really don't want the Capitals. I also thought Greiss was solid yesterday. He kept his team in the game even when it was 4-0. I didn't get to watch a lot of the game. I was out, but they did have a TV where I was, so that was nice. I was able to watch some of it, kind of on and off a bit. But I did see the highlights, and he made some great saves, and it looked like the Ducks were really pressing. They did outshoot the Penguins, just like seems like Anderson, the bed. And Greiss made 27 saves on 29 shots, which is pretty good, and he made some great ones. Greiss always seems to get the short end of the stick. The team always plays well, jumps out to an early lead, and then they just go into defensive shell, score effects, and the team always seems to crawl back and find a way to win, the Ducks especially. Or they just give up all these brutal goals and make Greiss look really bad when it's not usually his fault. So I don't know why that happens against Greiss. I was not too happy about that, but I thought he put in a solid effort. And I was glad to see that, because he needed to get that to get his confidence going. Steve Downey was scratched. Don't know why. Mike Johnson said he wants to rotate Downey, Bennett, and Adams, each give them a break of a game. I'm not sure why he would be scratching Downey out, just sit out Adams the whole time, because he's terrible. But that's just me. Anyways, I don't know. I look for Downey to be back in the lineup tonight. Hopefully Bennett stays in, but Bennett's barely playing. He's playing on the 4th line, playing 8 minutes a game, not getting any power play time. So he's probably going to be the next guy shipped out of town in the summer. Like, his treatment's just ridiculous. Anyways, that's all I have for this game. Please like if you like this video. Subscribe if you really like it. Tell all your friends. Share with everyone. Comment in the comment box below. Subscribe to my channel. All that fun stuff. And I'll see you after the game tonight when we take on the LA Kings in LA. All right, let's go Penguins.